Hey guys, so a big patch was released improving and fixing a lot of stuff with synthesis. And in my previous video I even said that with the right changes, with the right rewards and quality of life improvements, this league may actually become one of the best leagues. And maybe it is too early to call that, but damn, all those juicy changes. This is what the league was supposed to be right from the start. Then no one would have complained and no one would have quit with this sad face. And I know there are a lot of players who quit the league and are actually angry that the league was so bad. So I wanted to make a video and notify you that, well, maybe you should come back. Most of the things that you have been angry about basically have been fixed. I did not have a lot of time to experiment and explore Nexus because I was basically finishing the build. But even in those couple Nexus runs, I did notice a massive changes, both in quality of life improvements and rewards. So maybe let's start with the most obvious one. When you're doing Nexus run and you reach a reward platform, you get small pop-up notification that you reached the platform and the portal appears. This portal leads to the start of the zone. So even if you go into the darkness, you can still go back between platform and the start of the zone. All rewards from the platforms have been juiced up and they will be dropping more fractured items. You can also get veiled items and I believe items from the temple. Like in this example, this mace, it has a hybrid cold damage and cold penetration mod. And from the same platform I also got a bunch of other weapons, even with 2 veiled mods, and of course weapons with fracture mods. Next, when you are running non-decaying level 68 plus memories, you get a chance to get Breach and Abyss, just like you get in normal maps. But it still has some issues where Abyss sometimes goes into the darkness and you cannot open the chest. Oopsie, hopefully that's gonna be fixed soon. Now the whole Nexus management has been vastly improved. First you have a small window at the left easily telling you how many modifiers you have, how many distant memories, how many, well, if you have a boss, how many memories are in queue. And then let's talk about applying modifiers. When you go to the distant memory and click on the modifier, you can now see at the bottom what kind of modifier you are about to apply. And you get to select on which memory you want to apply it. But it no longer proliferates to all the connected ones, and instead it only applies to the one that you are clicking it and to the adjacent ones that are connected to that memory. It now also tells you how many modifiers that memory has and how many it can have, which is only 5. However, these modifiers have been also buffed, so they are stronger now. It is less annoying to manage them, it is much easier to apply them, and also when you click to apply it, it momentarily hides all the other ones and only shows the ones that are being affected by this modifier. Also, one of the biggest annoyances was when you plan your route, start moving, and some distant memory appears and completely screws your routing. But now it only appears when you gain these memories. In other terms, when you're doing maps and when you're gaining those memories, and not when you're applying and moving. So basically it will no longer screw your routing. You plan it, you go, you are safe. Did I mention the rewards have been buffed? How about this zone? Level 79, and I was guaranteed some maps. By the way, talking about maps, many people complained that it was too difficult to sustain maps. So they also changed that, and now all synthesized monsters can now drop maps rather than just rare synthesized monsters. And people have already been telling me that they notice a big map drop improvement. Also a quick mention, fractured items can also drop from all the memory nexus areas and not just from the decaying areas. So it will be easier to get the right fractured items. Oh, did I already mention you can actually move the already placed memories? Yeah. For example, in this case, after running this zone, I realized that I don't have a backup memory. So I looked up through my memory map and I found a fitting tile set. Left click it, then put it in the inventory and then place it from your inventory into the place that you want. However, keep in mind that doing so will remove the applied modifiers, those white lines. So you don't need to think so hard what kind of tile sets you have to carry to replace it, because most likely you will be able to find a fitting tile set from your memory map and place it where you need it. Also, density in smaller zones has been fixed and in bigger zones have been improved. There was some kind of weird bug with the density in smaller memory zones, which made it have too much density while bigger zones had too little density. And they improved the chances of getting 3 and 4 bridge memories, so it should be easier to plan your Nexus, and all those changes makes Nexus way better. Now let's talk about bosses. Meanwhile, I'm gonna show you a level 82 boss fight. Spoilers if you haven't done it. Now, before this patch, all the modifiers that you saw on the boss room did not apply to the boss room. And it seems it was an actual bug and it was supposed to apply it. So now the bosses are infinitely harder. But you know what? I kind of like it. Previously, going to the boss room, 7 seconds later, you're out, you're back to town. And now you actually get to fight the boss, you get to see the boss mechanic, boss skills, and boss rewards have actually been improved. So Synthesis boss now always drops a free fractured mod item with a chance to get more. That's in addition to all the other loot. And the Cortex boss, which I still haven't seen, drops free items with free fractured mods with a chance for more. Now, I'm not entirely sure if these boss rewards are enough, but it definitely makes it much easier to farm for those free fractured mod items. Oh, and talking about loot, I noticed that you can actually get double corrupted item. Not from the boss, by the way. I got it from jewelry platform and I saw this double corrupted belt, which is actually pretty nice. So I assume we may be able to actually find like double corrupted 6-link body armors. It's still only the first day of this big patch, so I'm actually very anxious to start a new build and level it up and start farming Nexus. Oh, and one last pretty important quality of life improvement. You can actually see the unveiled mods that you have not unlocked yet, how much XP you need for the unlocked ones, and what item can unlock them. And of course there are a lot of more bug fixes. I will link full patch notes in with the description. And I would highly recommend you to check it out if you haven't played in a while. And I am pretty sure that people will soon start posting with some crazy drops and some crazy strategy. And we will see if the Synthesis League can redeem itself. But for now, thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.